All right, first off, I commend Tulane. That's a really good team that played really hard and obviously gave us a lot of challenges today. And just like they've given a lot of people. I mean, they, won the Cotton Bowl 1 year ago, and so top 25 team. I commend them. They're well coached. They played really hard, very, very tough up front, and their front seven on defense gave us a lot of problems. So I commend them, but then I commend our players too. May not feel like it, but 20 game ended 27-3. So after they made their early run, halfway through the second quarter, I think we outscored them 27-3 the rest of the game. So, that's some guys doing some things right.
Lane, what did you think of Jackson today, especially in the run game? It wasn't easy to get some of the other guys going. What did you think of his performance combined with that?
I thought really tough, really battled in there. The first drive went like the whole game did the week before, went right down, and then Trey got hurt and came out, and for whatever reason we just couldn't get our rhythm back. And so I thought he didn't play perfect by any means, but he played really tough and physical. I think he tried a little too hard once we started struggling. Everything had gone well so far this year, and so I think if anything he tried too hard in the passing game.
What was the biggest difference defensively in the second half?
I think we just settled down, and tackled better. And then once we got up, they had to throw the ball, which we were hoping, obviously, to get up and make them one-dimensional, and felt that our rush could get after them and give a new quarterback some problems. But we eventually got there. It just took longer than we were hoping.
You talk about Jackson Dart. How much do you feel like he's improved as a pure passer, and how has that kind of come to light these first two games?
Well, he's done a great job, had a really good offseason. I wouldn't have guessed the numbers were going to look like they did today, but that happens. It's football. Those guys, are a really good team and made some plays, and he lost his receiver early, and, we just kind of miscommunicated on some things and kind of stumbled out of a break on a pick. So, but guy made a great play on the touchdown to Trigg. That was not schematical. They did a good job. Guy came free, and Jackson made a great play. So that's why recruiting is important.
Lane, how much losing Trey so early in the game affect or alter whatever scheme or offense y'all had kind of maybe built around the most of the way?
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that, but it felt like that. I think we all felt that way. I would not have thought that because we got confidence in our other guys, and we got a lot of good skilled players. But for whatever reason, once he went down, it did kind of feel that way.
And it seemed like a lot of the big plays, especially in the second half, came from guys who had been here previously. How important is it to have those guys, be able to make those plays when things aren't going well for you?
I think that's kind of, going on the road the first time and team come together. It's easy to play at home and everything's going well, and it's the same place you've scrimmaged in. Now you got to go on the road, and I kind of sensed that actually in warm-up some. Some new guys weren't around us, didn't really know how we do things, and a little bit of wasted energy before the game, and just weren't kind of used to how we do things here. So I felt like a number of the guys that had been here, made plays. Saw Prince making plays late, Ivy, said, Jackson, Q.
What did you tell the team at the half? When you guys obviously down by 7 and outscoring them by that big margin, what did you kind of tell your guys in the locker room?
I just said stay with it. I really felt like they had done a really good job, but also like kind of you do this long enough, things go your way some half, and sometimes they don't. And I felt like a lot of breaks went their way, and sometimes we were going really fast and they'd be misaligned, and that can help you sometimes too. So I really felt like it was just kind of everything went the wrong way, so let's not freak out and change, make major changes, keep staying with it and doing your job individually.
Do you have a prognosis on Trey? Does that feel long-term to you?
It does not.
I think it was 30 yards rushing. Were you done finishing that question?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not giving any more than that.
I think it was 30 yards rushing for your team at halftime. I know with some of the struggles in the offensive line in the first half, do you feel like something kind of changed in the second half to really kind of open things up a little bit?
No, I think we just in general struggled running the ball, period. They did a lot of movement, a lot of different stuff up front. They got some good players up there, and they played really hard. I don't I kind of feel like this was their Super Bowl. If you look at their schedule, I'm sure they looked at it saying, all right, if we pull this off, we got a chance to run the table and go to the playoffs. So they showed up like it.
With the unknown for them at quarterback, just how did you guys prepare throughout the week for them, and what adjustments did you guys make at halftime?
Yeah, we were assuming the quarterback was playing all the way up until we got here and saw him warming up. So we didn't really play much different, maybe a little more aggressive, with more pressure on an inexperienced guy. But the guy made a couple plays early and got himself some confidence.
Secondary seems to have improved a lot since last year. What did you see from them, and then how big of a hire has Hudson been for you?
I thought that the corners made a lot of plays today. You mentioned Prince, so Key, we've had him before, and he's done a good job with these guys. And we got to get home and get better and prepare to play better and play more complete games. But the good thing is we showed again in half of football that's pretty good. Top 25 team and whatever in the game on 27-3 run is pretty good.
Kate Davis hit a 57-yarder. What gave you the confidence to send him out there in that situation?
He's done that in practice and scrimmages, so sometimes we luck out on some things too. I think we false started on the quarterback sneak. It didn't look like we were going to make it, so that kind of put us in that spot. But again, we could have punted them deep, but just really said, hey, we got to have confidence in our players, because that is a scary situation, because you got to kick it lower and it's a one-score game and worried about it being blocked versus punting. But put it on them and they came through.
Do you think it was kind of closer to, when it comes to kind of team morale, is it closer to you're all very excited and pumped that you guys were able to make adjustments and run away with this one, or were you kind of closer to we should have beaten them by more since Pratt was out of the game? Like, what's kind of your mindset at right now, you think?
I think probably your players that have been around here are probably more like me, we didn't play very well today. And, it was ugly. But, again, it ain't like we just kicked a field goal 1 second left or they missed one to win. We ended up winning by 17. So, guys did a good job, but it didn't feel great, obviously.
You were talking about settling in. I think it was in the second half when they had a turnover on downs. Cedric Johnson, laid into the quarterback and all that, went there, broke down to the blade. Do you feel like the tide was kind of starting to turn right then and there, or do you feel like that's where kind of things kind of went down for good?
Yeah, I thought things definitely changed our way, and then we scored, and it just felt, kind of like a breath of fresh air. I don't remember exactly, but I think that tied it. So once it got tied, it was kind of like, okay, there's some pressure back on them now, with the second team quarterback. So that I think started to feel a little bit where people maybe didn't play so tight.
What do you think of the O-line?
Our O-line? I mean, I thought that anytime you run like that, you probably struggled up there. I think their number 0 is a really good player. And I think those guys played really hard, and I think we made some mistakes.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll have a pleasure.